welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name's Gabby.
I'm Charlotte.
And today we're showing you two new variations of the 2027 Kia
Telluride.
Telluride. Redesigned.
Completely redesigned from the ground up. We have two new powertrains. One might surprise you, and it's not going to be the one that you think is going to surprise you,
Which is the hybrid.
It's going to be
There's a hybrid.
So in today's video, we're going to be giving you guys all of the new information that we have, answering your questions that you've already put out, and hopefully just having some fun taking a look at these two new vehicles.
And of course, because this is a live stream too, if you have new questions come up, let us know in the chat. We will answer them on the spot. In the meantime, though, we're going to start off with the X Pro, which is our highest trim level, our highest variation.
Highest variation and the most capable Telluride yet.
Absolutely.
Let's get into it.
Now, I don't know if I should start off with the biggest change, and that is actually the powertrain that we'll see on the X Pro. Under the hood, which I cannot pop for you guys today, we have a 2.5 liter turbocharged four-cylinder.
Did you just say a four-cylinder?
A four-cylinder that is extremely capable. So 274 horsepower. That is technically 17 less horses from last year on the V6, but we have a 20% increase of torque, 311 pound-feet of torque being supplied in its power plant.
So is a four-cylinder going to be enough for a vehicle this big?
Yes, absolutely it will. So a lot of the times, especially with a vehicle like this, people aren't concerned with blowing someone right off the line. I mean, we're not winning any races. It's not a race car. But when it comes to passing power at highway speeds or just general everyday driving, that's where this amount of torque and this powertrain really does shine. And we saw this in the past on the Kia Sorento. We done away with the V6 when the 2021 redesign came out. And that turbocharged 4 was so responsive and so much fun to drive. So we're expecting the same with the Telluride. But anyway, back to what's new. Let's start off with the grill. The grill on the X Pro is going to have a very dark and bold plaid-like style. It's almost like an alligator skin and very sprayed. The mix of materials all in a dark finish. So we have the classic gloss black, but also a fair bit of matte. I don't want to say this is a full matte black.
It's like satin.
Yeah, it's satin, and it's a bit more light, so almost like a gunmetal material. We have forward-facing parking sensors because, of course, this vehicle is rugged, but it also has all of your favorite feature comforts and safety technologies. On the rugged side, though, we have front and rear. I'll show you guys in a second. Recovery hooks. They are frame mounted, so they are durable. They're not just for show. You can use them to get yourself or others out of sticky situations. For your skid plate and just your lower grille finishes, we have gloss black with that metal. Oh my goodness, that's matte finish again for the skids. For cameras, we have more than the average. So right in the center, we have forward-facing live camera feed. This will show you exactly what's happening in front of your car when the sensors pick up something. And it pieces together one of the many points for a 360-degree camera. There is also a camera, so that is directly underneath and two front wheels showing you the road. Driving on off-road surfaces. As far as lights go, we have the amber daytime running lights. Can't do without them. That is classic Kia Telluride. And then the housing of the headlamp itself is largely black. So a very dark look demands a lot of attention. It's seriously, it is so striking to look at. I was scared seeing some of the photos online because this vehicle looks so boxy. But in person, there's still curvature. Everything flows together. So those high contrasts of rugged meets refined perfectly. The wheels are a good point on that as well. So, of course, on the X Pro, we do have the increase in capability. And a lot of that comes from what's fitted on the tires. Tires are Continental all-terrain and they're mounted on an 18-inch satin black alloy, similar to what we saw last year for the Telluride, except this time, the arch is completely different. So we have a two-tone black, gloss on the outer and in the inner, and then right in the center, just a matte black finish. This is exclusive to our X Pros and X Line variations. When we'll see the hybrid, we'll take on a more body color like filler for the accents. There's also a 12 o'clock notch right in the center, and that feeds in to our curved character line. This is what I mean by sleek, also very strong. This car, there's a lot going on, but it doesn't such a mirrors, coast and gloss black. We have our turn signal indicators, camera mounted on our blind view. So all of that is still largely the same great tech and safety we've seen in the past for the Telluride. This is rather different though. We do have flush style door handles. So when the vehicle is locked, they'll flow right in sync with the door. Nice and smooth. Roof rails are raised and they are a ladder style. So this way you can utilize your sunroof while still having rooftop cargo. We're not seeing any sort of side mount access on the pillars that we saw in the Palisade. Not that I mean that's a make or break, but it's pretty cool. Still should be easy to access your rooftop storage from standing on our sills. Speaking of the sills, Charlotte will talk about the interior, but let's talk about the cladding on our doors with the side. One thing that Telluride has always done really well is extending the door so it covers your rockers. That means if you're wearing long pants in the winter, like we do in Canada, you're not getting salt on your pants when you pop in. This entire portion is covered by the door when it's closed, so it's not picking up debris or dirt from the road. Nice, subtle design here that makes the vehicle a lot more livable, even though you can live with it on the rough roads. For the rear, it's a lot of people back there, so I'm going to do a quick summary of some of the things I should talk about there over here. Rear, we have a multi-link rear suspension, of course. No word on if it's going to be a self-levelizing like what we saw in the past, but I do have good news about you guys in your ELSDs. So this electronic limited slip differential is available on select models. They haven't specified exactly which ones will get it, but it will be available on the X Pro. ELSDs are great because, of course, this vehicle has all-wheel drive, but all-wheel drive really just moves torque from the front to the rear, vice versa, flips it around. Now with an ELSD, we'll get it on the left and the right too. So if your right tire is stuck, it's not moving, it's just a minute, left one move southern power and get you out of those sticky situations. Now I think we've got room for the cargo talk, so let's do it. Maybe not so much.
Okay.
Wheelbase, 3 inches longer. The vehicle itself is larger in the past.
Ground clearance.
Ground clearance, we have on the X
9.1.
Pro 9.5, you said?
9.1.
9.1, okay. And that is compared to last year on the Palisade Telluride, which was 8 and something. So
8.7, I think.
increased ground clearance. It's a taller car, it's a longer car, it's a more spacious car, and it's a more capable car. There's a lot of this car.
She's everything.
One of the questions we did see in our previous post was if this vehicle will have a spare tire. And of course, we are filming an auto show unit, which is typically a pre-production. But on the hybrid model, it did have a spare. And on the XRT Pro, we also have our jack for the spare. Now, just like what we see in our current generation Telluride, the tire itself is actually located underneath the vehicle. It's up to Charlotte whether she wants to squat down and find it.
Oh my goodness. Measure your catch.
What is this? So we have a built-in ruler. That's always cool. I mean,
That's always cool.
it's there. Not sure how much you had to use it, but it is certainly there. What would you use this for, Charlotte? Furniture or fishing?
Fishing.
Then you're going to get your catch in this nice interior.
Facebook Marketplace.
There we go. All right. Now on the side, we have an inverter. It's 115 volts, so household plug. And then we also have quick controls to fold down your second row seats. They're separated by both left and right, similar to what we've seen in the past. Knock down the third row, you have the pull levers, pull tethers, and then you can fold them down individually. And there is, of course, an increase in space behind our third row compared to last year's Telluride.
And this is a visible increase. I don't know if you guys can tell, but Gabby and I actually drove in a Telluride to the airport to get to Los Angeles. And this is definitely a lot more space than what we experienced. So I'm really amped about that.
As far as the listing floor too, it's largely the same as last gen's Telluride. So that isn't much of a difference, but the space that you will get, even with your third row seats up, it truly does.
This is, yeah. If you got kids, that's much better than what we see previously. Yeah.
So we talked about the ELSD, we talked about the all-wheel drive system.
Yep.
Now here in Canada, or I guess in Canada, we're not here right now. We have all-wheel drive standard on the Telluride. My understanding in the States, you oftentimes had to get an off-road package to get the terrain modes such as snow, mud, and sand. Now we have had that standard all the time, and that will continue. The layout of the interior, however, is drastically different. The rear, we have those frame mounted recovery hooks that I pointed out earlier on the front end. And then the bumper itself is finished in gloss black with a touch of that matte black plastic along your skin. X Pro badging is on the right hand side. And then our tail lamps are full LEDs. What else do we expect here, you guys? Huge change that I'm such a fan of and very proud of. The rear wiper is hidden underneath the spoiler. That has been needed for a long time now. And it really does clean up the look of the rear end.
Yeah. This looks great.
This is a clean hind. Also,
No, no.
Gabby, stop. For badging, like I mentioned earlier, the front end and everything on the side, everything is finished in black for the XR
X Pro, as well as our X lines.
And then Telluride down along the bottom. Very wide. Again, this vehicle is so old. This paint job, they didn't express what the actual paint coat is called. It's matte though, so you guys, extra care involved, but it is very beautiful. Now Charlotte's gonna take you guys on a tour of the inside. It looks like
If we've got a clear shot.
no, there's something on the driver's seat.
Oh.
Let's hop into the second and third row, and we'll save the most impressive for last.
Yeah, maybe you guys got to stay tuned if you want to see it.
All right. So let's talk about some of the changes that we go and see, starting off with what we see on the door. So on this side, it's very EV9-esque in its appearance for the sense that we have our controls are going to be located on the door. So heated and ventilated seats for your second row, but also just our exit point is going to be different. So new interior door handles, where you're going to be able to exit the vehicle that way. Still have included shades, which is always going to be one of our favorite features. Window controls, and then also a Meridian sound system with 14 speakers in this vehicle. Now, heaven forbid, I talk about speakers and I don't mention airbags. 10 airbags in this vehicle, and it is already rated a top safety pick plus by the IAHS, which is a huge win for us who care about passenger safety and driver safety. Now, we've talked a lot about how the vehicle sizes change, and you can really tell the difference in the passenger space department. So, legroom and headroom, much more than what we see in our current generation Telluride. And personally, I'm really loving it. When it comes to some other amenities, the seats are different. Again, very EV9-esque with the mesh headrest and then also the seat design. Louder? Okay. Louder. Better. And with this, it's going to be an adjustable either coat rack or bag holder, perfect for cleaning up the downstairs area that we can make the most of that legroom. Seats themselves, so these ones, they are manual, which kind of makes sense. There we go. I can't actually do it this time. And the nice part is that with these seats, is you're still going to have those easy access points for getting into the third row with the lower button and the top button. Perfect if you have someone who can reach up here, but also for those maybe a little bit shorter, like kids who need access to the third row. The seats themselves, they also have a really nice look to them. It's a mix of I believe this is going to be a synthetic leather and then a manufactured suede. And I love the fact that we have the multiple materials. It looks great. And you can already tell that it's going to be first seat tethers and lower latch makers as well. Best part, I think, is definitely the space. Now, let's talk about some of the amenities that we have back here. We have lights, we have diffusing rooftop mounted air vents for the second and for the third row, which is a massive win. And we're going to be seeing some improvements with the rear occupant alert safety system as well. So with this, it is going to include ultrasonic sensors that can alert you via phone when you have Kia Connect set up if there is someone who may be left in the vehicle or if they detects motion or movement inside the vehicle. This is going to look a little bit different, and that's our second row center console. We still have our cup holders up top. Huge win again for Telluride. But we also have hidden storage. So not only are you going to have this table, but push it in and you have hidden storage that is accessible for those who are sitting in the second row. Oh my goodness, it got so much quieter. Up top, you'll notice that we have controls for our air conditioning. So you're able to adjust the temperature for the second and third row back here. And this is lockable from the front. Again, huge win for parents. And we have our secondary sunroof back here, which is going to be a fixed pane. Love it. Yeah, I'm really amped about this cabin. I think it really you can tell that they listen to what the customers say because it's really giving me everything that I want now, especially in terms of space and cargo capacity. That really is checking the boxes. So this is going to be the 7-seater configuration. Obviously, we have the 2 captain's chairs in our second row. Third row, we have 3 seats. Love, again, vents. We have lights back here too. And then for some other amenities, USB-Cs, speakers, cup holders, all of that really good stuff. These seats, although we don't have the controls located here, the tethers do make them adjustable. So you can go and give it a suitable amount of recline. And they didn't forget about the details when it comes to the seats because they still share in that two-tone material approach too. Headrest 2, third, and then a microfiber suede headliner. I was gonna say sunroof. All right, let's go and take a look at the front row because I know that's what we're all really excited about.
Should we do just a quick
Chat?
chat? Yeah, let's do a quick chat with the chat and see
Chat check-in.
what we've discovered so far as new and very exciting on the Telluride. So number 1, the return of the X Pro, but some upgrades. Definitely some big upgrades. Another big thing, the powertrain change. So yes, there is no more V6, but what are we getting? We're getting a 4-cylinder
We're getting 20% more torque.
And only a 17 horsepower loss. And I will tell you, we're not going to miss those horses. It will not be noticeable. The amount of torque that you're getting and the increase on this vehicle, that is what's really going to make a difference.
But then also the fuel economy too, is we're going to be
Yes.
seeing increased fuel economy from this vehicle because we are ditching 2 cylinders.
Yes.
And we're going down to a 4. So I'm amped about that. And guys, I'm sitting here. I am a buyer. I'm the market for this vehicle.
She is the market.
I want it. I
Yes.
want it.
Yep. One thing I failed to mention when we were on the front talking about the exterior is the transmission. So we're getting an 8-speed automatic transmission. Same as last year, it is an automatic traditionally.
Yes.
So torque converter, there is no dual clutch transmission, there is no CVT. That is smooth, that is strong, and that is reliable.
Oh yeah.
If you're planning on towing with the new 4-cylinder configuration, non-hybrid, so that would of course be what we see here on the X Pro, we have 5,000 pounds of towing capacity. So same as last year, we are not missing in the towing capacity compartment, and we do have dedicated tow mode still.
The fun thing about the XRT trim, which we're also showcasing, is it is going to come with a factory installed hitch.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot to mention that.
Yep.
So much like the new Palisade, you're going to have 2 little pins down at the bottom by your rear bumper, and that will reveal
sorry.
that will reveal your factory integrated hitch. All right.
Let's do front row.
Yes. Maybe I'll do a quick pan from here, and then I'll come out and meet you.
Y'all want door handle demo?
Yeah,
handle
actually. So,
Ambient lighting too.
oftentimes when manufacturers do new ways of getting door handles, they can be a little hard to use, but these ones are easy. For the ambient lighting, you can see it's set to a green color. It is absolutely beautiful, and this is the first time ever we're seeing carbon integrated into the Telluride.
So this is actually the first time Kia's doing engineered carbon too, and you can see it all kind of on the board here in the center console, surrounding the wireless phone chargers and on the dash. This is a really great cockpit area. I'm going to be honest about that. I love it. Very EV9-esque, again, its appearance and lots of tech. We're actually getting off lucky today because this vehicle is on, and usually when we're filming them, they're like, we can't actually see any of the interface. So the fact that we get that today, huge win. On this side, you'll see the fact that we have our door mounted controls, heated steering wheel, available ergo motion seat, heated and ventilated seats, and memory seats. With the memory seats, they're going to work for your mirror location, and now for the first time on Telluride, tilt and telescopic steering wheel as well. So everything will be saved and you're able to link it to your driver profiles. Steering wheel, flat on the top, flat on the bottom, and dedicated drive and terrain modes. Again, like Gabby already spoke about this a little bit, but typically we see these standard in Canada, so our snow, mud, and sand to change up your torque distribution. And here's a great look at what the new dash is going to look like, some different graphics.
I just want to highlight,
really
sorry.
great.
I think now's a great time to show the digital rear view as well.
Oh my goodness. I know. I did notice that. You can see everyone. I'm so sorry to everyone who's in our video like that. Oh,
It's okay, I'm sure we're in a lot of them too.
I know. We got paddle shifters. We have our same safety suite as well. And then everything like that's going to be pretty similar. 5-inch or what's this called? Climate control screen here, which is very nice to see. And this will also work with your rear climate. You can see you can even pull it up here, but we still have the continuation of real buttons and dials, which are all located. So this is very similar to the EV9's dash. Let's try to get out of here a little bit. All right, so another thing that's changing is you have the available option for basically a Disney collaboration with how you want it set up. So this is currently set to Star Wars, but it's going to give you access to some of your favorite Disney characters as well, in addition to the NBA themes. Now, do I think this is going to come to Canada? No, but for our friends in the US, this is something fun that you guys can utilize. And it just looks cool. It's a Star Wars theme. You can see that the stars even carry over to your instrument cluster. And both of these screens are going to be 12.25 inches. They're huge.
Yeah, this is actually really fun.
So with this, you also have the option for that off-road camera, which Gabby mentioned. I don't know if this comes with it, but this is going to give you lots of different data for your off-road specs, like pitch, roll, all of that good stuff, similar to what we see again on the Palisade with that ground camera, which is literally the floor of the convention center right now. Love that.
We can check if they sweeped.
For the US, you're also going to have dedicated trailer mode or standard trailer mode, which is going to go and disconnect those exterior safety features automatically when you are towing a load, which very cool to see. Here's everything here. I don't have too much data on this, which is why I'm not spending a ton of time on it. Just trying to give you guys more so of the quick specs and show you what it's all going to look like.
I feel like the big highlight of this is it's our new software, CCNC. So now
In the Telluride,
Yeah.
wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which you cannot do in the top trim Telluride of this current generation.
the 2026, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So brand new software.
Also new, dual wireless phone chargers. Look at how much space that you have here. Same safety features that you know and love. And we have hidden cup holders here too, which are the puff out style.
When they get crusty, you just put the cover back on.
Yeah, you don't have to look at it.
You don't have to clean it.
There is some hidden storage space down here as well. And then you have the bifolding center console.
That's very pretty.
Nice storage space. Again, looks great. Up top, sunroof, which does open for you, and overall, a very impressive vehicle. The X Pro does have X Pro debossing on the seats too. See, I didn't lie to you.
Beautiful seat. This is the only X Pro we have here to film, so there's no, I guess, demo I can show you of if there's other interior color options for the X Pro specifically.
We know that there are going to be different interiors that are showcased here. We even have one that is purple.
Yes. I would say it's like a beetroot, but
Beetroot? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go with beetroot. Should we go try to take a look at the
I
hybrid?
think we should actually make that a separate live, Char.
Separate live.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's answer some questions. I'll show the door cards as well up at the front and see what you guys have to say.
Over 300.
Oh my gosh, the doors.
Now, for the door cards themselves, again, this is the black interior option. So we're going to see a lot of darkness here, but there is still some contrast. That carbon moves its way over here, as well as the ambient lighting, which of course you could set to your preferred color. You got your seat controls, heat and ventilation for the passenger, bottle holder down at the bottom. And then of course, like Charlotte mentioned, we have our door handles integrated into the armrest.
Yeah, there's like it's very intuitive to use the door handles. Like Gabby had said, sometimes you can get in your head about it, but it's easy.
They're very easy.
It's handle.
We still have our brace bars, is what I like to call them. They're just in a different position. Last year we had them a bit more extending from here. So keep you sturdy, help you hold on, and everything's finished in a nice to touch material. This isn't a soft material, but it is,
Soft touch.
it feels premium. It doesn't feel like you're sitting in a car full of
It's
plastic.
not plastic.
Yeah.
I will say, can you tell the difference that it makes just in moving the brace bars? The whole cabin just feels so much lighter.
Yeah.
So much airier, so much more space. And you can really feel the difference even with the fact that we have a darker liner. A couple things I realized I did not mention off of that is the fact that we do have a slight wraparound to the center screens for the driver, and then we also have a steering mounted column or column mounted shift by wire.
Yes, so new gear shift for the Telluride.
Yes, so that's something that you might have to adjust to as well.
Yeah, and you know, some people may not like that at the start, but there's a reason and a benefit for it. And number one, it gives us a lot more space in the center console. Charlotte pointed out something that we just don't get anymore, and that is a sunglass holder. But hold on, I gotta do a test. The sunglass holder itself, the inside is lined with a soft, almost felt-like material. So that means when you're driving, you're not gonna hear your sunglasses rattle around.
Now that's premium.
Yeah, and seriously, people don't think about that
No.
until they're driving, and they're like,
"Oh
"What
my
is that noise?"
Same with the center console. This is lined. It's felt lined.
So lots of attention to detail. I showed you guys real quick the secret storage compartment Charlotte mentioned. It is illuminated. So maybe green's not your color, but you could always set it to white if you just want something classic and not too flashy.
Yes.
That way you can see everything around you.
I will say there's a huge amount of attention to detail, and this is just a pre-production unit.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Can't wait to go and see the finished product and have it in stores.
Mhm.
For the US, these are set to be on sale in the next quarter. For Canada, we haven't had anything concrete, but we typically fall just behind the US. And as to what that's gonna look like, I'm not too sure yet. So subscribe if you haven't.
Yes. Heads up display it looks like we have as well too.
Yep, you can sell.
I might not be able to.
It's not on currently, but you can kind of tell by the fact that we have the base for it. Also.
Yes, it's the projected style heads up display, not the screen style where it pops up a separate screen and you gotta look at that.
So the mechanism isn't.
And then another small attention to detail, we have nice finishes for our dials. So the volume knob itself has a little bit of texture. That way if you're driving around at night, well obviously,
grippage.
yeah, everything's backlit so you'll see what each button says, but it helps you feel for it a bit better, you know? But shall we check out the hybrid in our next live stream?
I think we should.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, this was all done live. No editing, no script, no nothing.
And we just got the specs an hour ago.
Yes, we literally. Now, with that being said, this again is a pre-production unit, and this is at the LA Auto Show. We are based in Canada. Yeah, we are Canadian, so some things may not necessarily translate to the Kia equivalent, but a lot of them will. A lot of them will. Usually it's just colors and trim interior options like that. But as far as the layout of the vehicle, the specifications, of course, the engine output, that's what we're working
That's
with.
what we're excited about too.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to see us put the 4-cylinder to a test in the future when we get them at our store, let us know.
Everybody
You wanna-
comment, give Charlotte a Telluride demo in the comments down below, and then Pat is forced to let us do a
It's,
test drive.
guys, it's my dream. Can you tell it? I'm so excited. I hope it's coming through on screen.
Now let's see how the hybrid levels up. Probably in about 15-20 minutes is when we'll go live on that.
Yep. Give us some time. We'll do it and we'll see you there.
Bye guys.
Bye.